If you're not mining Kaspa right now, you are missing out, because it is the second most profitable coin to mine right after Bitcoin. Kaspa mining became incredibly profitable over the last year, as well as very easy to do. In the prior years, you could GPU mine it and things like that, but now they have plug and play devices that go for a couple hundred to several $100s that earn impressive returns daily that you can plug into any outlet inside your house. They also have bigger, more expensive models that can really help you compound passive income, or at least that's how I look at it. Kaspa mining was quickly written off by many people because some didn't have good mining experiences previously, or they don't realize how easy it is to get started mining the Kaspa cryptocurrency. But with more than $2 million per day of new coins being mined, I sit here and think to myself, wow, what an incredible opportunity. I'm truly shocked by how big this market cap for this cryptocurrency has become, which has made the day-to-day mining profitability so impressive. And furthermore, I've been even more impressed with its staying power. And now that myself and many others believe that we are at the beginning of what we hope to be, you know, you never know the future, the next parabolic crypto bull run, right? Where generational wealth is truly an opportunity. I'm not trying to sound like one of those videos or one of those sales guys or whatever. I mean, a lot of these names talk it. I live it, right? I have every Kaspa miner model available that's been released except for 2 so far. I'm working on getting those. And, you know, I'm building my own mining farm. We're pulling in 3-phase electricity, right? Hi, Taily. Hi, Taily. Tails and I, you're my right-hand girl. You're my right-hand girl. We're pulling in 3-phase electricity for numerous reasons. The main one is to be able to scale, right? We're gonna build a 1 megawatt, right, mining farm. We're also going to be able to reduce our electricity cost by 20 to 30% by doing this. You're a good girl, it's okay. Hey, why don't you get your ball? Where's your ball? Where's your ball? Here, you can be my co-star. But to bring it back to the point of this video, Kaspa mining is very profitable. These miners earn much more than they burn in electricity daily, even on residential electricity rates. I am currently still mining on a residential electricity rate. I am over a year out, probably, from getting an industrial grade mining farm set up, because the fact of the matter is, it's just a very lengthy endeavor, and we've been doing it a long way. But, you know, anyway, another day, another story for all that stuff. You can watch the other videos on the VoskCoin YouTube channel if you want to learn more about all that. Let's bring it back to Kaspa. The pitch on Kaspa is basically that it's a very fast blockchain, right? It's a platform. You've heard this story before, right? What makes Ethereum so valuable? It's not Ethereum's technology. It's definitely not its transaction fees, because they're terrible. It's because Ethereum's a platform and had a first mover advantage and all that stuff, and it was mineable. And these cryptocurrencies really underestimate the power of the mining community and all that the miners do. And it's actually really sad and tragic that Ethereum abandoned all of their miners. So Kaspa being a mineable cryptocurrency, 1, makes it not a security. 2, it really decentralized the network, decentralizes the distribution of coins, and it creates this grassroots movement of all these people that are downloading their wallets, right? You know, a lot of people are grabbing Tangent wallets right now. Why? Because it's the only cold storage wallet solution that is for Kaspa, the KAS cryptocurrency. So that's like building that whole community, right? Because you want to, you know, ideally mine to cold storage if it's possible. So you have these people using the coin, you have them getting wallets, you have them getting invested in the ecosystem, learning about it, using the actual chain. All the mining takes place on chain. You know, I get paid out for mining on chain. The point is, it creates the beginnings of an ecosystem. Many miners become investors, hodlers, developers, freaking believers. It's so overlooked in this era. It's crazy. It's just crazy how much it's overlooked. But without going on that whole trail, that's the point, that Kaspa is a platform. It's mineable, it's fast. It's new, novel technology, and it has not been through a bull run. And that's one of the things that's going to hold some of the other cryptocurrency projects back. A lot of people are going to think or have bad taste in their mouth for numerous reasons that say things like Nervos Network CKB, Cadena, KDA are old news. I mean, why do you think Cadena rebranded right here on the heels of the hopeful next parabolic cryptocurrency bull run? They even kind of took Kaspa's color. I actually respect a play like that. It's interesting. Let's see where it goes. But the fact of the matter is that a lot of people are betting and rooting on Kaspa, which means, it brings me to my point here, that in the near future, it's looking very hopeful for Kaspa mining to maintain its market cap and even beyond that, increase. The fact that Kaspa is still not yet on Coinbase or Binance, obviously the two cryptocurrency exchanges that move freaking mass and volume and just make it more accessible, right? Those obviously going to double the market cap, right? You know, it's not financial advice, all that stuff. But the fact that it's still maintaining this market cap is impressive. But the elephant in the room, right? And I want to address this, make sure you know. And this is why VoskCoin is one of the most valuable channels, right? Pat myself on the back right there. Because we give you the good and the bad and everything between. So Kaspa reduces their emissions by basically halving. The amount of coins mined per day is essentially cut in half every year. And happens linearly, it steps down once a month. So you'll mine half as many coins in a year. That means you will make half as much money, disregarding any more competition among miners, right? The network hash rate increasing, more people trying to eat the same piece of the pie. So with that said and in mind, right, it's like, well, is Kaspa really the right play? The fact of the matter is it went up another 40% in the last week and hit a new all-time high. This coin is performing so very well. Pretty much everyone that bought a Kaspa ASIC miner model when it was released, right? The original KS0 buyers, the original KS1, KS2, KS3, KS3M, the other KS3, probably even the freaking wind miners, and maybe even the Antminer KS3 buyers have broken even, if not better, especially if you were mining the Kaspa cryptocurrency and held it. But don't let that take away from the people that mined it, say straight into Bitcoin, which we've shown numerous times here on the channel, because Bitcoin has been appreciating right along with it. At the same rate? No, but it's still going up. And Bitcoin's healthy performance brings us to the age-old adage of a rising tide lifts all ships. That's one of the key things here. You have to understand that in crypto bull runs, Bitcoin pumps and then altcoins rip. If Bitcoin's not healthy, the market will never be healthy. And with Bitcoin ETFs here, we could be on the dawn of a new horizon and maybe even the last crazy parabolic bull run potential ride. TBD, but it's something to think about. This is definitely not the round I'm gonna be sitting out on. Everything up to the ASIC releases, right, doesn't really matter at this point because ASICs change the game. An ASIC is an application-specific integrated circuit. An ASIC is technically a chip, right, but we look at them as ASIC miners. ASIC miners are like tanks and everything else are multi-purpose like a Jeep or something, right? You can take the Jeep around town, you can move personnel, you can put a turret on the Jeep and you can bring it to war and you're not gonna get that far. You bring the tank, you're really good, you know, you are the armored cavalry division. You're very good at what you do. You are the best. There's nothing better than a tank, right, in its own warfare category. And don't be talking about Air Force. I mean, we can make this a really complicated example if we wanted to. You get the point. So that's what an ASIC is, an ASIC miner. The KS0 Pro is the best starter miner out right now. And it's pretty cheap. And the biggest part about it all is you can plug it into any outlet in your house, anywhere in the world. You just have to make sure you have a power cable that fits your outlet receptacle. These power supplies run on, 110 voltage up to 240 voltage. They run on essentially any voltage. Double check the power supply because you don't want to damage your machine. It will say right on it, but this is standard issue. Make sure you have the right plug. These are commonly thought of as, a 3-prong plug, or, they're a printer cable. And here are some listings and pictures and examples of exactly what I'm talking about here. When these came out, they were earning like $25 a day, and Kaspa was so much cheaper than two. Crazy in retrospect. But they're still earning several dollars a day right now. And this is a machine that's gonna cost you, you know, $5–10 a month to run. That's what people don't understand is if it's so cheap to operate in the long run, I'm gonna probably be just fine. And there's this big misconception that mining is always so power hungry, right? Let's talk about the next miner model, the KS1. The KS1 was Iceriver's next release, and they're still producing some of these smaller miners here and there. Make sure to check the links down in the video description below to check the latest updates, the latest stocks. We've reached out to ASIC Marketplace, who is a great reseller of miners that we work with, to get unique and the best coupon codes they offer to save you guys the most money possible. And we have an affiliate link that supports the channel. We've also talked to Iceriver and gotten a unique coupon code, VoskCoin, for both of these places to save you some coin ordering from them. Support yourself, support the channel, please. If this content was helpful, you enjoyed it, whatever. A key thing about ASIC Marketplace though is their bigger discount store-wide was too big for their margin on the KS0 Pro. So we now have a new code for the KS0 Pro, which is simply VoskKS0. So understand that, be aware. If you're gonna order no matter what, please use our code, not just because they're the best, but save yourself some money. The less you pay, the closer you are to breaking even. The less I pay for a miner, it's increasing my ROI, my return on the investment there. So the KS1, right? The KS1 was basically 10 KS0s, the original one, packed into one miner. It's 1,000 gigahash a second, which is now the equivalent of 5 KS0 Pro. So you're getting some density here, right? You know, you have one miner to use, one miner to manage. It's a little bit cheaper, right? You're scaling. It's a better buy, but you need 240 voltage to run this, right? This does not plug into any outlet. It has an attached power supply. You plug it into your PDU or you know, your specified, you know, correct voltage, 240 voltage outlet, right? You plug in and it works. We have a ASIC miner setup video, like covering everything. It's an hour long. We also have a break off piece of it that's about 30 minutes going through all the electrical that you need to understand and know when it comes to mining. It's not that hard. It's really not. Check out those videos and you'll understand. Don't be intimidated. Don't let that keep you out of this if like that's what's, you know, stopping you. Next up is the KS2. You can look at my KS2. I've got that warming my garage right now, but it doesn't use that much power, so it's not keeping it all that warm. So, you know, the KS1, to backtrack, it only uses like 600 watts. That's not that much. I mean, your freaking Xbox probably pulling that when you're ripping it, you know, going 0-10 on Call of Duty. Then you look at the KS2, it's got 200 gigahash a second. It's pulling about 1,200 watts. So again, it's basically doubled that model, and the pricing has become a little bit better at that point. You see, you know, I've got this plugged into the attached power supply. I've got my Altair mining PDU. I can't say enough good things about these things. We've converted to them over the last year, and we've got you know, in a shameless plug, you know, code to basically get this down to nearly $100 shipped. This is crazy because everybody was paying more, okay, for trip light PDUs and APC PDUs that even used were so much more expensive than these. They were awkwardly huge, right? You can see them in our original mining shed design. That's all there was back then. These things do the exact same thing. They have an LCD, they give you more data. They've got an easy to use built-in breaker on it. It's just very simple, effective design. Altair and Orient did a great job on that one. Next up, let's talk about the next still produced model. It's gonna be the KS3M, another Iceriver miner. This is the miner that has been produced in absolute volume, okay? There's been so many of these made. The Iceriver KS3M is essentially overclocked from the factory, so you can't use aftermarket overclocks on it and things like that. It's a volume model. They make a lot of them. It's not the best miner model on the market, but it's normally what you will find for the best price per hash rate, right? You're getting the most Kaspa mining power for the price. Yes, you know, it consumes more electricity than the Bitmain Antminer KS3. That can be up to like 50% more efficient than it, right? But it carries such a price premium. Like you could spend 50% more on power, but you could end up with like 2 KS3Ms, have double the mining speed. And it's really just gonna be a matter of running the numbers, right? If you have a very high electricity rate, you gotta go for the most efficient model. If you have decent power, all right, and you're more focused on like, I want more hash rate, that just makes more sense, then the KS3M, you know, continues to be the big breadwinner. You know, we see people order these, you know, in serious volume. And make sure to reach out if you have a bulk order. You know, we're happy to try to connect you with our connections. At the end of the day, I want everyone watching the VoskCoin channel to win big time. But essentially, the Antminer KS3 has been like the best Kaspa miner. I mean, it's pulling over $100 a day right now. Like, that's crazy. I mean, this is the device that cost me like $8 a day to run, if that. And that's at like 10 cents per kilowatt hour electricity rate. And I'm pulling well over $100 per day. My KS3M is pulling in about $70 per day right now. Also cost me around, you know, $7, $8 a day to run. These are absolutely like mind-boggling and, you know, face-ripping, melting returns. I don't think that can be understated, but it's been like this for a while. You know, there's been some ups and downs, but like historically on average, when you take Kaspa's price now and what it's been doing along the way, these miners have been mining like 70 bucks a day, like since they came out several months ago. Again, I was worried about going deeper into Kaspa mining this year, but as the market continues to pick up, and the coin goes up, I want my Kaspa hash rate to go up. I mean, come on. It's, you know, I don't want to get FOMO. I don't want to get greedy, but I don't want to know about this and be participating and not double down, you know, at the right opportunity before it's too late. There is a point in crypto bull run cycles where really getting into anything is kind of scary. And miners will just carry such a crazy premium. Like, understand that most people don't even know what Kaspa is yet. And it's the second most profitable coin to mine. I mean, how many people know about Ethereum now? And yeah, Ethereum's been here much longer. And there's a lot more to Ethereum, you know, as far as being an established, you know, an ICO, all the ICOs that took place on it in the 2017 cycle, and then all the, you know, DeFi summer 2020, and then just, you know, performing very well in like 2021 cryptocurrency bull run. So it's not exactly apples to apples, but this is the second most profitable coin that's putting out so much money per day. And it's just crazy how many people don't know about it, how many miners still are not participating in it or refuse to participate, and how little representation there and how little build outs there are for industrial mining farms for Kaspa. Yes, it does happen. It has been happening, right? All that stuff. But it's a lot lower than you would think. And it's largely due to, one, it's scary. Two, it's hard to pitch all their investors because that's what they have to, you know, go through, because it's normally not just a privately owned and privately funded big mining farm, which is one of the big downsides of the industrialization of crypto mining. But furthermore, it's scary when you look at the emissions and it's like, okay, well, we build this farm and in 1 year we're going to be making half as much. So this coin has to double for us to just sustain. Kaspa will have to ascend and maintain a $10+ billion market cap for many of these miners to be viable in a couple years. But if it's a good ride until then, does it really matter? And two, that's not impossible. At the current trajectory, it seems plausible. And I can't help but reassess, look at the metrics, you know, just kind of take that pulse on the market, get a little excited, get a little more aggressive. I'm not here to sell you on this or push this on you. I'm here to talk about this because it's one of the most commonly requested videos here on the channel, right? You know, we have the VoskCoin Talk forum, we have the VoskCoin Discord server, we have, you know, our social media, and obviously our comments here on YouTube. I read so much more than I reply to. And the general, you know, consensus is like, we want more Kaspa content. Like, is it too late, right? Should, you know, are you getting into it? Are you expanding it? Like, what are you doing? And you know, then we look at their situations. And to be frank, it's worth talking about. I mean, how can it be putting out 2 million? And I know, like, I keep coming back to this, but like, let me put this into perspective. Many of the cryptocurrencies that Kaspa is competing against in the minable, right, scalable, proof of work, blockchain sector, they put out like $50,000 of new coins a day. This thing has been ripping so hard and commanded such a serious market cap and then coincide this with their current emission rate that is rapidly decreasing. Let's be very clear about that, which that is a essentially bullish indicator, right? Because you would assume more coins made is dilution. There's also the big selling pressure. There's the conception that most miners are sellers. Several years ago, not true. This era, I think true. Point though, is that we're talking like 2 million to 50 Gs. Kaspa's daily emissions is more than all of their competitors combined. The data is shocking, truly. This is something we have not seen. You looking for a comfortable place? You're a good girl. You're such a princess. You're a good girl. I lost my train of thought because Tails being a super cutie pup. But the bottom line here is the really simple fact that this is exciting. I'm excited. Maybe, might not be the best decision, but I hope and believe that continuing to expand some will. A couple of the models that I didn't talk about that I kind of wanted to talk about earlier, but I don't know, I was just kind of going on and on and on, bing, 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 is the new IB-Link KS Max miner. So on paper, this is a very profitable miner. This is a very efficient miner. This is a very good miner. Can make a case that this is the best new Kaspa miner that you can buy right now. The initial reports are that they're not happy with the miner's performance. They're not happy with the miner's quality. I'm not here to FUD IB-Link, okay? I'm not making this up, but the initial feedback is worrisome. The initial feedback reminds me of how I feel about like my Antminer S21, a $5,000 Bitcoin miner that didn't even last a week. Yeah, no, I am pissed about that. There's also the Wind Miner, a company out of freaking nowhere, okay, that created the most powerful Kaspa miner. Understand that the ASIC mining manufacturing industry is weird. It's dark, it's closed, it's hard to understand, and sometimes it's just not even worth, you know, endless research. As a English speaker here in the Western world, these are things that are, you know, deeply rooted in the complete opposite side of the world, behind a whole language barrier, and getting to the bottom of a lot of the information and answers that you want to know proved to be very difficult. The other new, you know, exciting miner models are the Gold Shell Kaspa miners. Although Gold Shell has their bigger version to compete, it's their smaller version that I think may be much more successful, because they've really focused on marketing and making models that are small to appeal to the like hobbyist miner, to appeal to the guy who, you know, you want to spend a couple $100, you want to get into mining, you know, it's fun, but you're not investing tens of thousands of dollars in building a mining farm. You throw it in anywhere in your house. And actually, I really appreciate when their miners also have Wi-Fi support. It's a shame that they don't make that a standard, even though not everyone's using it. It's a big value add to their miner models and also the resale factor. And that's one other thing, you know, I'll go on and on. Due to the fact that Kaspa has been just performing so well in price, miner models have become sought after. They've most often appreciated in price. It really, when you really kind of break it down, it really impacts, you know, how you're doing on the mining endeavor, because in retrospect, like, I'm doing much better than I kind of think and realize with Kaspa mining, because my miner models are now most likely either worth what, you know, I paid for them many months ago, if not more, and they've been used since then. So the bottom line is, it's an exciting time. But that's all I got. I love this stuff. I do this all day, every day. I could talk about this stuff forever. I think I've kind of hit the key points that I wanted to talk about here. I don't want to go and make this a 1-hour video. We have been focused on trying to make better content here on the VoskCoin YouTube channel. Let me know in the comments if you think that this is a good video, why, and if there's things you think we can improve on, please let me know. We are also trying to make more shorts content, so to have more elaborate, more concise, more detailed, long form videos, and then fun, exciting, action-packed, data-packed shorts to accompany our long form videos. You know, if you don't watch long form, or if you want to consume some shorter stuff or quicker and more real-time updates. And you know, obviously, if we're going to be making these for YouTube, we are also posting them onto our TikTok, Instagram Reels, and other platforms and so forth. I really prefer YouTube myself, so that's where I consume content. You know, I'm not trying to be a hater or whatever. I find TikTok a little mind-numbing, but alas, 10 seconds of tails. We close out every video with the one and only super venerable Pup Chup. Hi, Daily. Hi, Daily. Hey, You a good girl? Hey. You grumping? Alexa's vacuuming upstairs right now, and Tails hates the vacuum. She attacks it. Like, we've worked on, like, you know, it's okay, you know, train it out of her, but I mean, you're a good girl. She's ready to die to fight that thing. And now the plot thickens even further with this new Bitmain Antminer KS5, boasting an even higher hash rate, higher density, higher efficiency, coming in at a price point over $30,000 per machine. Rumor is there's not going to be many of these made, especially to begin, so rapidly developing. We'll see how this all unfolds.